What's up, everybody, man? Back. Welcome to a brand new video, and you guys asked, so I'm here to answer. The Jurassic World Rebirth trailer dropped like a week or two ago at this point. It dropped a little bit ago, but you guys have been asking over and over again, what are my thoughts on this trailer? And I've kind of wanted to do a live stream discussing it, but I never really had the time. And so today I figured, what the heck? Why not just talk about the Jurassic World Rebirth trailer with you guys, give my thoughts on it. I have seen it a few times now, including in IMAX before Captain America, which was pretty cool. It was like my favorite trailer that played before the movie, and I had a good time watching it in IMAX, so that got me a little more excited about it. So let's just talk about it. Let's jump in. What are my thoughts on the Jurassic World Rebirth trailer? Unfortunately, I'm not going to do a beat-by-beat breakdown of the Jurassic World trailer for a few reasons. Number one, I'm just not a big enough Jurassic fan. I don't know the lore well enough to be able to do that. And number two, Universal is so freaking strict about what you can and what you cannot show in your videos that it's really difficult to try and make any sort of Jurassic discussions at all. So in this one, I'm just going to be doing my kind of loose discussion based on the trailer, based on the plot synopsis they released, and based on some of the vibes I've gotten so far. Okay, first of all, I want to take a big bold swing here. So every single Jurassic World movie, and this is something they promote at the top of their description on their YouTube video for the trailer, every single Jurassic World movie made $1 billion. All of them did. And that's clearly what they want here. That's obviously why they greenlit this movie. It is a multi-billion-dollar franchise. Every single entry pulls in $1 billion. And even though the Jurassic saga just came to an end, the end never means the end. It's rebirth time, baby. I'm kind of disappointed the movie's not called Jurassic Park Rebirth, but I guess first of all they pivoted away from that branding a while ago, and also I get it, they're not going to Jurassic Park again, so it wouldn't make sense. I predict it will not make $1 billion. That's my big bold prediction. I don't think this movie's gonna make $1 billion, and I think people are gonna blame Gareth Edwards, but it is not gonna be Gareth Edwards' fault. The Jurassic franchise has had diminishing returns ever since Jurassic World. Every single entry makes less than the last, and Jurassic World Dominion barely passed that $1 billion line. So I think people are gonna blame Edwards, and I don't think it's his fault, which gets me to the next thing. I'm very excited about the cast and crew of this movie. I think it's looking pretty solid overall. Gareth Edwards being here as the director is the thing I'm most excited about. It's the thing I've got the most hope for, and it's the thing that's like getting me intrigued, because where Jurassic ended, I really felt like they flubbed what they were doing. I have some big thoughts on the way they've decided to pivot the story for this new movie, but I felt like we ended in not the greatest place, although I actually did like Dominion a decent amount. But Gareth Edwards being here is what gets me hyped, and I like that he has promised to return to the sci-fi horror roots of the franchise with an emphasis on making us fear the dinosaurs. It's something I think we have been really missing. In fact, I feel like one of the biggest missteps that the Jurassic franchise took ever since the second movie is they forget that the movie, the first one, it was really kind of a horror movie. It goes from being an adventure film to being a horror film, and I think that's the best part of it. I love the horror elements of Jurassic, and I really love whenever we return to that. And it's my favorite part of Fallen Kingdom, is that second half of the movie when it becomes like this weird gothic horror film. I really like the horror roots of the franchise, and I feel like that along the way we forgot that and decided that it was a sci-fi action franchise, and the action has always been like, that's what Godzilla's for. I don't... If I want to see some dinosaurs slap each other around, I will go watch Godzilla. Not that I don't think the dinosaurs should fight at all. It's fun, it's cool. I'm just saying the emphasis should be on the horror of it. The cast has also got me pretty excited. We've got Scarlett Johansson as Zora Bennett, a skilled team leader who is equipped to lead a dangerous mission into the jungle. Now, here's something we'll go through the cast, and while I like all the actors playing these characters, the characters are all very similar and suspicious to some other movie we'll talk about here in a second. But we've got Scarlett Johansson, we've got Mahershala Ali, who plays one of her trusted teammates. He is Duncan Kincaid. Cool name. I like that name. Jonathan Bailey plays Dr. Henry Loomis. Another cool name. Little psycho reference for you. He is the science leader of the movie. We've got Rupert Friend playing the big pharma rep, Martin Curbs, so I hope he gets eaten. And then we've got Manuel Garcia Rulfo, who plays Ruben Delgado, the father of a shipwrecked family. Now, it seems like he's either been on the island for quite some time by this point, or his family has, as the description says that they were stranded there because of a water dinosaur throwing them on the island. The story, as it's explained, is that it's set 5 years after Jurassic World Dominion. Unfortunately, Earth has proven to be rather inhospitable to dinosaurs, so they just wind up in isolated environments, such as yet another island. So all of the world building that was set up in Fallen Kingdom, that's all just gone. Dinosaurs, they just didn't make it. They're basically extinct again, and we're back on another island. All those people hoping that this would be Jurassic City, which I was pretty into the idea of, dinosaurs running around through the modern day in the cities, what Dominion promised in that then just completely decided not to deliver on. That's all awesome, and I'm disappointed we're not getting that. We're going back to yet another island? What is up with that? We just did that in every single one of these so far. It's also not even that original of an idea, as scientists have discovered a drug that can cure mankind of illnesses, but they need DNA from 3 large dinosaurs on what we learn is Site C. One on land, one in air, and one at sea. That's at least neat. It feels very video gamey, but it's neat. So it turns out the only place that they can get this DNA is the test island, where the original scientists tinkered with the dino DNA in order to perfect it before launching the original Jurassic Park. During the expedition, our main characters interact with this civilian family whose boat capsized and stranded them on the Forbidden Island. And that gets us into the trailer. Overall, I think the trailer is kind of a mixed bag, but I am leaning more positive than negative. I'm excited about it. So it's full of like tons of love for the original Jurassic movies, which is fun. It's got cute Easter eggs like the music or the banner behind the skeleton. I like that the skeleton's being torn down. There is some good world building here where we can see that because dinosaurs just now exist in the world, dinosaur exhibits have basically gone extinct, which I think is a really cool development. I also love to see all the location filming in this trailer. It looks fantastic, and the new dinosaurs are all pretty awesome. I really like that one with the super long tail, and I love seeing new dinosaurs that we've never seen in these movies before. I think it's cool. It turns out we're on a third island near Barbados, which is disappointing considering this is basically the exact same premise as Site B, Isla Sorna. It's like an island where they had to grow the dinosaurs before they could go to Jurassic Park. That's the movie Jurassic Park 2 and Jurassic Park 3. We've already done this movie. It like serves the exact same purpose, except it didn't have mutant freaks walking around. I am excited to see all the Spielberg love in this trailer. There's a lot of Indiana Jones and a lot of Jaws in here, which I think is pretty cool. And I do like seeing them return to unadapted scenes and sequences from the books, and I gotta dive into those books so that I'm more well prepared when this movie comes out. I really like the premise of like weird Frankenstein dinosaurs. I think that's pretty cool. Well, it is really similar to the Indominus Rex. It's like, haven't we already done the mutant dinosaur that's a monster and not a dinosaur? This one is more monster than dinosaur, and I actually am all for that. People keep calling it the D-Rex, which is a really ridiculous name, but I guess it's no more ridiculous than V-Rex. And I like that it's kind of this mix between a T-Rex, a xenomorph, and in some ways King Kong. It's like this weird hybrid. It also reminds me and a lot of other people of Orga from Godzilla, which is pretty cool. I'm excited to see what the thing looks like. But I love the idea of like, yeah, the scientists in Jurassic movies, they would not have perfected the dinosaur formula that quickly. So there would be some abominations walking around. How this thing has lived for as long as it has, I don't know. Is it thriving on this island? I get the impression that Rexy is near the end of her lifespan, that she is coming up on the end as of the end of Dominion. But I guess this Orga has been walking around just doing just fine on the island all these years. I'm very interested to see the way this thing shows up and plays into the movie, and I'm excited to see what other mutant abominations were created along the way of discovering the real dinosaur formulas. I think that's great world building. It feels very realistic. It's a much more interesting, captivating way to get us to a monster rather than just, we cooked up an Indominus Rex because we did. I actually like that idea a lot. And overall, I'm sort of sold on the trailer. I do think it's really sad to see so much of the world building that Fallen Kingdom tried to set up just completely trampled upon and ignored in the following films. It was such a letdown in Jurassic World Dominion that they just basically were like, oh, the conflict at the end of that movie, it got wrapped up in between movies, don't worry about it. Dinosaurs are not actually a part of our world. They just die or we caught them all. Way to cop out of your ending, Jurassic World trilogy, that was awful. And it seems like once again we're ignoring the events of the sequels, as this movie feels like it mostly follows up on the original movie, which is the same thing Jurassic World did, even though it's gonna acknowledge that Jurassic Parks 1 through now 6 exist. So I'm interested. The thing that really throws me about the trailer, there's two things. Number one, the dialogue. Oh man, it's so rough. Every single line is an MCU quip line. It's all ridiculously on the nose. It's all just too cheesy. I don't know, man. The dialogue is killing me in this trailer. Every single line gives the vibe of, he's right behind me, isn't he? It's pretty rough. And then the thing that's also tripping me up is that the vibes are so similar to some of the stuff we've seen before. Like, this movie feels just like Jurassic Park 3, does it not? Even down to like the family that needs to return to this island because their kids got stranded on this island. It's another site, like Site B, where dinosaurs are grown before they get sent to Jurassic Park. This is not the same thing as Jurassic Park 3. There's also a lot of shots in this trailer that are like, wow, that's straight out of Jurassic World movies. And I get that flares have been involved in this franchise since the very first movie, but those visuals are so ingrained into the Jurassic World movie that it's like, wow, we're really pulling from that again, aren't we? And then finally, this is Kong Skull Island, isn't it? Which I'm very interested about because that's one of my favorite movies ever made. I love Kong Skull Island. I think it's a perfect film. I love it, and I love the way that it balances everything. The action, the humor, the human characters, the heart, the emotion, the horror, all of it in this one perfect package. And it seems like we're trying to recapture a lot of that. We're going to a mysterious island. We need this person who can lead an elite team into the jungle in order to help people achieve their scientific mission. You know, Scarlett Johansson is basically the James Conrad of this movie. We've also got the science dude who's like not equipped for the island adventure, but they need him because he's the science man who's gonna operate in the world of monsters and help them through it. We've also got the whole premise of like, we don't know what's on that island. It could be the cure for cancer. Literally what Houston Brooks says to sell them on going to Skull Island. It's just so weird to me that it's like the same plot. I was half expecting when they go to Mahershala Ali for him to be like, let me list all the ways you're gonna die. Rain, heat, disease-carrying flies, and we haven't even gotten started on the things that want to eat you alive. It's just so similar to Kong Skull Island, which brings me to the final thing. I'm so curious to see what this movie winds up being, considering Gareth Edwards is really close friends with Takashi Yamazaki, who obviously gave us Godzilla -1, and Edwards has said he is so inspired by -1, but also Edwards is really close personal friends with Jordan Vogt Roberts, who directed Kong Skull Island. So I'm really curious to see how much inspo of both or either of those movies he pulls, and to me it feels like he really said, I'm going to take Kong Skull Island, I'm going to take Aliens, and I'm going to take just a little bits and pieces of Spielberg and slap it all together into one movie. And I hope it turns out well. That dialogue, man, that's really what's tripping me up. I know Kong Skull Island had some of that MCU humor as well, but I don't think it was nearly as rough for me as this trailer comes across. But I have to see it in the context of the movie. Maybe it won't be that bad. All things considered, I'm pretty excited about the new Jurassic movie. I thought the trailer was good, but not great, but I'm excited to see where they go, and I'm always here for more dinosaurs. I'm always here for more Jurassic movies, so I'm into it. I'm excited to see what's going to happen in this one. What do you think of this? Are you excited for this new movie? I know a lot of people are very divisive on this trailer. You seem to either love it or hate it. I know some people are super upset about the D-Rex and the mutants and all that stuff. I'm pretty into that aspect of it. I know some other people are like, no, it looks too much like the other movies we've gotten already. Again, I feel that too, but I'm excited to see what kind of new twist is put on all of that. I kind of land in the middle of all that, but I would love to hear what you guys think of this down below. Comment below and let me know. As always, I want to give a huge thank you to my patrons over on Patreon. It is through the support of the patrons on Patreon that I'm able to continue to make videos like this for you in the first place. If you want to support the Patreon, you can use the link in the description below where you can get early access to content, access to the Discord community, and more, baby. If that's not your thing, please consider joining as a channel member. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I will see you all next time for the next one. D-Man out.